Hello YouTube and welcome back to another episode of Survival Minecraft with me, the Elementalist. I'm back in what we built in the last episode, our inn, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I'm satisfied. Today we're building again, and we're going to be building our inn's counterpart. Today, I think, we're building a pub, a bar. Usually in little medieval towns you usually find these two going hand in hand, sometimes even being one building. My terminology might be incorrect, but I think one calls that a tavern. But that's not what we're doing, because we already have the inn as an independent structure. Now we're going to be building our pub as another independent structure. And I'm thinking that one needs to be here, on the town square, where it's easy to find. It's a flourishing business. Everyone in town will probably be using it. Travelers will be using it a lot, so it needs to be really easy to find right here. And I'm thinking here is not a bad place for it. I've already gathered the resources that I'm going to need in shulker boxes. I love my shulker boxes, they're amazing. In the left shulker box I've got everything that I'll need to build the structure of the building, hopefully. In the right shulker box I've got some interior things. Not everything that I'll need for interior, I'll add to that shulker box as we go along. But for now, I'm thinking that we need to kind of get something laid out here. Now, what I'm thinking for this building is it needs quite a large porch. In all the movies and things that I can think of right now, the pub, the bar, usually has a large outside porch with an old geezer sitting right outside this double swing door. So we're going to build a big porch for our pub. I'm thinking that it needs to go right here because I want to get another big building in here. So this pub's going to be fairly large, quite substantial, definitely taller than our house. Also, it's going to be built with stone bricks, because stone brick, and stone brick, and they're all kind of sitting over there. Whereas if we look to this side of town, I've got cobblestone, cobblestone, cobblestone. So I want to get some stone brick on this side and a bigger building on the inside of town. So I'm thinking that we're going to put this guy right on the road. So right there is where he's going to go. And for the porch, I'm thinking we make its foundations upside down, because I want it to be raised up off the ground a little. Not a whole lot, just one block height. Something like that. And it needs to be quite a big porch, so I'm thinking that maybe we put the stairs leading up to it. Let's come and grab some spruce stairs. Do I not have spruce stairs? Well, then we use spruce slabs. It'll be a shallow gradient staircase, like so. And then another one over here. Like so. Now I'm contemplating whether or not I should make it wider than it is. You know what, it's already going to be blocking our view from the house, so it might as well be a bit wider than this. Would 9 be too? I don't think 9 would be too wide. 9 gives me plenty of room on the inside to do some crafty interior work. So let's get rid of this guy. And this is going to be porch, so I'll get rid of all of this grass and make it this level, right? For the porch. Then one would come inside. And I'm thinking the inside starts right around here. And the whole porch will be on this level. And maybe the first segment of the inside will also be on this level. And that will have the bar. So if one steps up here, there's porch leading that way and porch leading that way. And the entrance, I'm thinking, should be over here. Right, so that we can have the bar on this side and then tables and things scattered throughout that area, right? So let's go ahead and say, whoops, that's the wrong place for you. Like that. So this is where our wall would begin, right? The inside of our building. And how big it should be, as big as we can get it up to this road. So probably around there. Yeah, I think that's good for this section. We can bring it that way. That might be a bit too cramped looking at it, so not there. And then I'm thinking that it's time for the wheat field to get relocated a little bit, so that I can bring our tavern back just a little ways. Right, so this is going to be a big building. And why not have it be a big building? Because this is probably going to be one of the best flourishing enterprises in town. Right? So none of the other businesses will probably have as much foot traffic through here, because this won't be just the traders, this will be everyone coming in and out, and everyone needs a drink every now and then, probably some food as well. I'm thinking that the pub would most likely serve meals as well. So yeah, I think this is a pretty good layout for it. It's quite large. I think it's good. It gives me plenty of room to work on the interior, and it narrows this space down over here a little bit so that this can become a little interstitial space between buildings, similar to what we have between the blacksmith and the fishing hut. Something like that, that can become an alleyway eventually, where you can put storage crates and things along those lines. I do think that the pub needs a back room somewhere, because you know, it needs a place to store kegs and things like that. So maybe we turn this section here into that, and this is then not patio. So we have patio that just runs in a little L over here on the town center, the town square, where everyone can see, and then here perhaps we put kegs, large barrels over here, or we could put the large barrels over here. No, I think the barrel should go over here. Then as one enters through here, not here, the bar can sit over here, and there can be a back door leading out to the kegs over here. Yeah, I think that's good. So let's cut here. I'm going to fill in some walls and get some floor levels and things finalized, and then once I've got something more solid for you, I'll be right back. There we go. I think it's beautiful. I think by far it's the best building I've built so far. No, I'm just kidding with you guys. But that does give us a pretty good idea of the scale that I'm talking about. It does kind of pull that monumentality that the inn has through into the center of the city as well, into the town. And that's exactly what it's supposed to do. I think it works quite well for what we're aiming to achieve from it. And that is ultimately skyline control. So let me walk you guys through what I've got here. This is going to be our porch. It ended up being smaller than I thought it would be, but I'm okay with that. It's not the end of the world. Coming in, we're going to put the bar right here against this wall, because here we've got a back door that goes into this little courtyard, which will be fenced off, and we'll have probably just one keg over here. I might shove the fence over a little bit to fit the keg in. We're going to have one big barrel sitting back here, and maybe some crates and things. And yeah, this is one level, and it's small, it's cramped. We're going to have the bar sitting here, probably up to just here. Not a big bar, but a bar. And then one tiny little corner table over here. then stepping through here, I like how cramped this space feels. Like, if you would be a rather tall patron of the bar, you'd have to bend to come down here, and I think that makes it feel a little more realistic, nostalgic maybe. And then stepping into this area, this is the main seating area that we'll have in here, and it's going to be double volume. Make it feel spacious and comfortable and airy. Coming up the stairs, this area would be the slightly more private area. So we'd have, where's the center of this? Around here. Yeah. We'd have a wall coming out, maybe not a big wall, just to here, which would divide this space up into two, and these could act as private areas where you could say you're here to contract a business deal and you're going to meet a client or a series of traders in the bar. So you come up here, and here you can sit and you can discuss business privately without others necessarily eavesdropping. And I think that's nice, that's handy. It's important to have in this establishment. But yeah, so that's what I have so far. And we're going to stick to the usual scheme in terms of roofs. We're going to put the ceiling up here, temporary block. Ceiling is going to run across here with a spruce cornicing and then an oak inlay, because we're using oak in the rest of the building. Something like that. And this ceiling, I think, is going to go out at this height all the way. And then maybe we can have a nice big chandelier hanging down here, because that's going to be open space. So it might be something nice to play with. Anyway, that's our progress update. Just thought I'd bring you guys in for that. And I'm going to get back to it, get cracking. And I'll bring you guys back for another status update in just a minute. Now that looks like a building. I think it works quite well. It definitely brings the skyline height through a bit more effectively, and it fills that big space between the wizard hut and our starter house very effectively. I like what we have so far, and it gives me quite a lot to respond to around the edges when I start doing a bit of landscaping and gardening. I think we can put nice shrubs and things around here. Anyway, I have, as you can see, put up the roof. It works. I've stripped the logs, I've added some railings and things, and I put in this fence. And all it is a bunch of stacked trapdoors atop one another. Whoops, that was the wrong button. Covering the, or concealing rather, the outside courtyard, the back room really, in which I've built a rather large, I've forgotten the word, keg? Keg is smaller. Anyway, this is quite simple. It's just a plus sign of solid blocks, of planks, with stairs around the edge to make it look rounder, and a tripwire hook. Sorry, I'm struggling with words now. A tripwire hook as a little faucet at the bottom. As we step inside, we need to start thinking about an interior now. And I was thinking that we're just gonna keep it simple, stupid, you know, with a little countertop, and as one approaches it, there's room for your feet to kind of go underneath, as a bar would have, a bar countertop. Our usual grey carpet as a granite countertop. I think that works quite well, effectively still. At the back, I'm sure the barman would like some shelves and things to put glasses, cups, mugs, whatever they drink out of in this tavern, in this bar. And then I want to give them some kegs here at the back. And I'm thinking that we can keep it quite simple. Just put some regular old trapdoors as shelves. Ladders are strange things, and we can give them some kegs like that. Now these are just random old kegs that the barman can fill drinks out of. And again, we use the tripwire hook as a faucet for them. Now I want to check if it can. No, it does not appear to sit on top of them. Okay, so that is not an option, but we can quite easily remove that guy and just flip it 90 degrees. There we go. It's not a very fancy bar, but then this isn't a very fancy town or a very fancy, well, bar. The whole thing is quite simple, I think. Just a place where people can come and get drink. Maybe some food occasionally. Torches are over there. That's what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. I want to put lighting in as we go, and we're just going to stick to our usual method of lighting things up. I think it works quite effectively. I mean, we've been using it throughout the whole town. I might come up with another lighting system when we move to a new town eventually. Maybe. I don't know. I really like this lighting system. It works quite well. Okay, now we need to start furnishing this place. And that, I think, is fairly simple. We can just place some tables in here. Now, I know this blocks off that area. Maybe we shouldn't put a stool over there, just so that people can still walk through there. So we put a stool on that side, like so. Yeah, I think that works quite nicely. I want to try something else. This is very, very dark. So I just want to get some color variation in here. Yeah, that's not too bad. Or we could try and keep the table dark oak, and maybe we make the seating birch. Yeah, I don't think that's too bad. I don't hate it. If it really annoys me, then maybe I'll come and change it out at a later stage. But for now, I think that works quite effectively. Something like that. Just a little bit of color variation, because this place isn't going to have carpets, as most of the other builds have. So I can't use carpets necessarily to bring a bit of brightness in. So we're going to have to rely on, well, the furniture. Okay, other places where we can put some furniture is over here. Now I could put this in the corner, right here, but then there'd only be 2 seats on it. And I think that we need to try and optimize space wherever possible, because we do have limited room in here. So something like that is a little bit different, and standing over here, that reads as 2 completely different things, different compositions, and I like that. It spices things up a little bit. Okay, some more. I want to try and put the tables at windows wherever possible, wherever I have windows, obviously, just to, because sitting at a window is a lot brighter and happier and more comfortable than sitting over here in a dark corner, for instance. Let's get rid of that torch. I think that torch lights up this area sufficiently. I'm gonna get rid of this torch. That torch might not reach all the way over here once we have, once it's night time. So we'll probably end up, whoops, putting some more lighting in on this side as well. Let's do that. I really don't like that particular one. That one is a bit better. I want to put another one up there as well. So let's see. I think there are only the 2. Yeah, okay, then we'll just go with that one. I really think that a custom texture pack would be worthwhile to figure out just to replace the paintings. Some nice landscape paintings I think would work miles better than these. Okay, moving on. I think that for the most part would be the downstairs area. We can just go ahead and put some more lighting in here, because I'm paranoid and I really don't want mobs spawning in my buildings. It's bad enough that the outside isn't spawn proof yet. For now, let's keep everything spawn proof, and that works, I think, for what it's supposed to be. Okay, moving up, I did put in the divider wall upstairs, and I do kind of like the way that it's mismatched. Not mismatched. Mismatched is the wrong word. It's got the alternating directions. And I feel that it's interesting. It adds a bit of interest to the wall, which I like. I like it. So we're going to keep that. We're going to put some paintings up here as well. And I think that if we use one wide and two high paintings, it doesn't necessarily, that's the wrong tool to break down stone slabs. I think that's quite effective. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. We can put some more lighting over here. No, you go in there and you go over there. Something like that. Then what I was thinking for seating up here, because this is where people, traders, merchants, visiting merchants come to the town, and they come and do some business with local entrepreneurs, or maybe they meet from various different towns. A couple traders come from neighboring towns or from far-reaching towns, and this is a midway point. This is where they come and they discuss some trade, some possible business ventures. So these areas are a bit more private. But also they need to be comfortable, they need to be welcoming. So here we've got slide-in stools, slide-in benches, similar to what some restaurants would have. And I think that's quite effective. Let's just go and sleep the night away real quick before we get in trouble with some monsters. And then maybe we see if there are some finishing touches here and there that we can put in. I always find myself running to the wizard's hut to sleep just because it's the closest building, but it really isn't the easiest building to get to a bed with. I mean, weird spiral staircase, doors need to be closed, I need to jump over a counter. So much trouble. Okay, we definitely need to put some furniture outside. Now, I don't think that birch is necessarily the right furniture to go with for the outside. And I'm thinking that the outside would probably just be the space where the old man with his pipe sits. And this is where he sits and he watches people, the passers-by, come and go all day long. So you can just sit out there. Nice and comfortable. Yeah, I think this works quite well. Over here, I think we can put a bit of a bigger painting. I think that would be the right height. Maybe we should go up one. Yeah, let's go up one. I don't like that. It's very blue. No, definitely not that one. Give me one of the dark. That one will do. That one will do nicely, I think. We can get rid of those. Yeah. I think that works. This side obviously does need its paintings, and there are just only two high paintings, so I'm probably just gonna use those same ones again. But I don't want to use the same painting in the same room twice. There we go. Yeah, I think that is quite effective. Maybe they just need some lighting in here as well, just in case. You know, they might be signing some contracts and things in this room, and they need to read them. It needs to be legible. Like, bright enough that they can read and that they can see each other. It needs to be a trusting space. Alright, I think that is pretty good. for our bar. Yeah, this corner I feel needs to be a little darker, so I'm not going to put an extra light over there. But maybe we do put a light, yeah, over the door. I think over the door we can put a light. There we go. This is nice. I like it. I like what I accomplished today. It's effective. It accomplishes all the village composition goals that I had in bringing the scale back down a bit, or up in this case. I mean, it relates to our inn in size a bit better. I mean, even the blacksmith is a fairly large building, but it's not quite as big as what the bar is now, and I think we need that. We might need a couple more big buildings on this side, and we definitely need some smaller buildings next to our inn. But I think for now that this was a very effective build. It's nice and I like it. So if you guys liked this video, if you enjoyed it, you know what to do. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Give me some suggestions. I love hearing from you guys. You know I do. So thank you all for joining me. I'll see you all next time.